Are you from Kolkata?
No. I'm from Hyderabad itself.
Okay. You're from Hyderabad. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Fine. So tell me,
So,
just let me know a bit about yourself.
I'm very new to trading.
Okay.
So it's about 1 year that I've been observing the market
Okay.
and totally understood that without any information and knowledge, it is not a right place to get into or jump into directly.
Okay.
So what I thought was I wanted to just step back a little. I want to go back a little. I wanted to, learn the basics. So that's why, I got into your course, and that is where I started learning things. And yeah, I learned a lot from YouTube as well and
Yeah.
things like that. So, um, and I'm a working professional, and most of the time, right at the time of the market opening, I'm at office, and by the time I come home, the market would be closing. So all
Okay.
right, maybe I'm looking into crude oil especially, but as of now I want to also try some swing trading.
Okay. Yeah.
So
You can do.
because yeah, swing is something that doesn't need my you know
Too much.
complete dedication, or I don't need to sit in front of the system all the time.
Mm.
Maybe I thought that would be a great place for me to
Okay. So that's
venture
great.
into or look into.
Got it.
So that is one thing.
Okay, that's great. So yeah, so if you are a working employee, then it's kind of going to be kind of pretty much cumbersome for you to kind of do day trading, or it could actually kind of be highly risky also. Why? Because you won't be capable of monitoring your positions, and right now, the markets are not so favorable for keeping hard stop losses on price. Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing was I figured out that intraday trading is not working out well with me, because it involves a lot of emotion. It involves a lot of being very quick, and I'm not able to control myself. Sometimes I just exit without, and after a while I think, why did I exit? Because it is just out of emotion. I just exit the you know my trade. So
Got it.
I'm not able to control my emotions, and maybe that needs a lot more skill and control over my mindset.
Of course, it would.
Yeah, so I thought I have to step back. Maybe I'll try some swing initially. So
And
that
markets
is what
have
my
been kind of favoring swings pretty good. So I guess
yes,
you must have been there when we took that Kotak swing. You would have.
yes. Yeah, I've been observing a lot of stocks.
Hmm.
you know I've been paper trading on swing
Okay.
strategies, and
Okay.
they've been working pretty well. But I'm trying to be more optimistic, and started created a roadmap for myself,
Okay. Sure. I
and
would
I
love
want to
to.
share it to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, definitely. Just a second. Just
And
be the host.
yeah, I have few questions on them. It would be great if you can
Yeah,
validate
yeah.
all
Why
my
not? Why not? Sure.
numbers.
Why not? So I guess the first time like we're kind of actually doing something like this. So just make you the host.
Yeah,
Just pass
yeah,
on the.
just keep my other system aside, and and like
Got it. Yeah, sure. So you
okay.
could share your screen.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you able to see my
Yeah,
screen?
I can see it. Yeah.
Give me a second. So, yeah. What my hope this is very straightforward and pretty simple.
Yeah.
Um, so initially, what I thought was this is a roadmap for 1 year.
Okay.
So I'm not putting the entire money that I have into the markets. You know,
Okay. Okay.
uh, I'm just planning to you know monthly
Graduate.
invest about ten
Yeah.
thousand rupees.
Yeah.
So initial capital is about 15,000. So
Okay.
this is 15,000.
Okay.
So what my risk to reward ratio is, it is 5%. If I gain 5%, I would be
Okay.
risking 2% of my capital.
Okay.
So I think so. There are a few questions I will ask them.
Yeah.
Um, Even before that, I'll just go through.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
So I'm just looking out for 4 trades a month. only four setups a month.
Okay.
So out of them, 2 would be winning and 2 would be losing.
Okay, so you just a second. So you're basically kind of actually looking out for 4 trading setups in a month, and
Yeah.
you're kind of actually slicing your risk as like your hit rate as like 50-50. So two
Yeah.
would be winning and two would be losing. Fine, get it. Okay.
Yeah. If I get, I would get 5% of my capital. If I lose, I would lose 2% of my capital.
Okay. So
Okay.
so 2% of your capital in the sense like what I'm understanding is so you're basically going to allocate your capital in such a manner that you're going to size your positions based on the risk.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have a sheet for that as well.
Okay,
See,
fine. Just a
so
second, let me just make my understanding clear.
yeah,
So
cool.
first thing is, so risk reward, you're more or less looking out for something like a 1:2.5.
Exactly. 1:2.5. Yes.
And if you win, you're kind of actually looking forward. So to make something like a 5% of your capital, and if you lose, you're looking forward to make something like you're going to lose around like 2% of your capital.
Yeah, per trade.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do I position my sizing and target calculation? Is like, I enter my budget, I will enter my risk, I will enter my reward. What is the strike price and stop loss?
Okay.
It would give me what should be the quantity,
Okay.
what should be the minimum target to achieve.
Okay, great. So
So
this is your position size calculator.
yeah, this is the position size calculator that I created. So
Okay.
that to it'll calculate how many quantity of stocks should I take, so that because I can't randomly put my stop loss.
Yeah.
So it has to be at some support or resistance. So depending upon the support and
So in
resistance,
fact, like Bhanu, like have you seen like we have a position size calculator? Have you seen that? Like is there on our Discord?
no, I don't know.
So we had already created one for everyone to use. No problem. Your logic is
Yeah,
also right. It's the same only.
yeah, yeah. I didn't know that.
No problem. It's
So I
there.
just
Actually, no problem. You can see after this. Yeah, sure.
yeah, cool. So this is how it calculates my quantities and what is the target, minimum target that I should achieve,
Okay.
and what should be my stop loss and things like that. Okay, this is not a big deal, but now I want you to validate this. So my win percentage will be about 50%.
Yeah.
So coming to the first month.
Okay.
First month is 15,000.
Okay.
I would win 2 times. 5% of 15,000 is 750.
Okay.
I would win 2 times, so that would be 1,500.
Okay. Fine.
So my capital would become 15,000 plus 16,500.
Okay. Okay.
I am being a little more pessimistic. So that's the
Yeah.
reason why I applied loss to this capital.
Sure.
Okay.
You lost
So
2% of that capital.
if I lose 2 times of
Hmm.
this capital.
Okay.
So that would be 330.
Okay.
2% of this would be 330, and 2 times of 330 would be 660.
Got it.
So what would I be left for that month would be 15,840,
Got it.
and the profit would be 840 rupees.
Got it.
So after the end of the month, I'm planning to input a 10,000 more into the market.
Fine.
So capital with monthly investment, it would become this plus 10,000 would be this.
Got it.
So for the next month, so this is how it goes. For the next month, again, profit is calculated, capital is calculated, loss is calculated,
Okay.
and it goes on like this.
Hmm.
Number seems to be pretty impressive for me, but I don't know how practical this would be.
So basically, let me just ask you this question. So in this case, like what you have done is like you are actually kind of thinking about. I'll just tell you. So okay, yeah, fine. So you were kind of actually assuming that the first 2 trades that you're going to take are going to end up winning, right? The first 2 positions
Yeah.
that you take are actually are going to be winning. The first 2 trades that you're basically going to take are going to be winning.
Yes.
Just a second, Bhanu. ഞാൻ ഒരു മീറ്റിംഗിലാണ്. Okay. Yeah. So first 2 trades you are considering over here is winning. It's fine, and you are basically considering the third and fourth trade to be losing, right?
Yeah.
So, but more or less, like if you kind of consider that you're getting a growth of like 3% on your account
Mm.
per month, okay. So in this particular case, you're looking out to capture something like a 5% of your capital on a single winning trade on your swing,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So I personally would think, so just go with a 1:2, because like there could be many trades where you're kind of actually going to come out at a 1:1 also. There could be even trades where you would be able to go for more than a 1:2 also. But then more or less, like let's kind of actually keep it like 1:2. I guess that would
Mhm.
do the job. 1:2 in the
Okay.
sense like uh, two is to four, 4:2. As in,
Okay.
you'll be risking uh 2% of your capital. You'll be looking out to make something like a four. So
Okay.
that would be, yeah, and obviously, so there could be trades where you're capturing more than this, right? There could
Yeah.
be trades where you're capable of capturing more than 2:4. Now,
Yeah.
the limitation, like the small limitation that you could potentially have is like, since your capital is like 15K to
Mm.
begin with, so 15K, like if you're kind of slicing across three positions running parallelly, that would be like 5K allocated for every particular swing, right?
Okay.
So now, like as you kind of actually keep on increasing your capital, so let's say that at one point of time your capital is becoming 1 lakh.
Yeah.
So if you are allocating, let's say 20K per trade, then at
Mm.
that particular point of time, you would be having the capacity to run like 5 positions parallelly.
Okay.
So that advantage you would get. So now there could be some trades like, for example, like if I have a look at my running swings, so I have like Tata Steel and all running at 24% up, Bajaj Finance running at 22. So there are some trades that is running like that. So even though
Mm.
the initial target, what we were looking out for something like a 5%, 6%, but eventually we have been able to capture more than that. Why? Because the trend is still looking strong. So we are holding on to the position rather than booking profits.
Okay.
Trade has anyways become risky. So you'll actually get that cushion. Like if you can actually run, let's say five, we parallelly run around 10 to 15 positions. Now we have losing trades in Tata Motors and all that is running like 10% negative. No, so we have losing positions also, but then we take the cushion of diversifying the risk into multiple trades. So that's why I
Mm.
said like you kind of consider checking out for something like a 2:4, 4:2, two is
Mhm.
to four risk to reward. That would do the job. And your hit rate is pretty much very what do you say, very reasonable, considering that we are in some sort of a good bullish market so far. The hit rate that you have been considering is like pretty much reasonable, like no questions on that. And you are basically kind of infusing more and more funds every consecutive month. So you're basically scaling it up,
Yeah.
and you're also ensuring that max to max you're going to take uh, 4 losing trades in a day, in a month. That means the max to max drawdown that you could potentially take is going to be 8% in a month, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So
no, no. I'm actually looking at
hmm,
losing two trades.
losing 2 trades. No,
Only two trades.
but
Yes.
let's say okay. But
Okay.
your thing is like you want to take like 4 trades in a month.
Yeah.
So let me just say, okay, first 2 trades you took are losing. So obviously you would actually think about taking another 2 more trades, right? So what
Yeah.
if those 2 trades are also losing?
Yeah.
So ultimately you end up losing like 8%, right?
Okay.
So
All
that
right. Yeah.
yeah. So your max drawdown would be almost like 8%, which is once again like going to be comfortable for you
Yeah.
as far as a trader. It's not going to affect you much emotionally,
Yeah.
right? So that would be fine. See, 8% is not too less, but then 8% is a decent is decent.
Yeah.
This kind of 8% drawdown could be decent. Now the bad thing is okay. Next month also if the drawdown is to continue, then realize for yourself, okay, you're doing something wrong.
Mhm.
But this is pretty reasonable. Like your estimations, everything is pretty reasonable. Your workout is really good. Yeah. So just ask me, Banu, like what is the other thing you would like to know?
So yeah, this is a basic question because
Okay.
I'm very new to
Yeah.
swing trading.
Okay.
Previously I just traded for on intraday,
Mhm.
and I never swing traded. So this is something a new avenue for me that I'm
Okay.
trying to
Sure.
explore.
Yeah, sure.
So my question is like, let us suppose I took it today. I took a position today, and tomorrow actually I can sell it only after 2 days, right?
Yeah, in fact, like you could sell, yeah, T plus, yeah, correct.
So what if the market opens, gap down, and
Okay.
it directly crossed my stop loss?
So what you basically
So
saying is you can create a short position, right?
okay,
You
can
could,
I short?
yeah, you could create an
Because I have no idea.
you could create an intraday short, but then that won't actually compensate for the gap down. But then
Yeah.
for the intraday moves, you could actually compensate by creating an intraday short. However, I just wanted to say like so that is something that you need not be too much concerned about. Why? Because let's say that you are kind of actually having some really big bearish outlook.
Yeah.
You could actually kind of create a short position on the index. Like you probably would be kind of trading direction on the index too. So then you probably would be having a short position on the index that actually compensates for this. Then that would do.
Okay.
So it's not something that you should be too much concerned about. Now, once again, like here, like the 2% of your capital risk that you're taking, so it's based on a level, right? The stop loss that you're kind of actually keeping is based on a level.
Yeah.
So if that particular stop loss has to be taken out, that means the price has actually to come out or come down to such a level that okay, your view basically kind of completely negates.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fine. Like it's not something that you should be too much concerned about, but definitely gap downs, all these things can happen. However, like considering the fact that you would be kind of having some like counter positions on the index, it would compensate.
Okay.
It's not something that you should be too concerned about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
And so it would be great if I look at 4:2% risk reward. 5:2 is a little too much.
it's not too much, but I just wanted to say let's keep things simple. Okay.
Yeah.
So now there could be trades where you're getting a five is to two, or there could be trades where you're getting like a 6 is to two. Okay.
Okay.
But there could be even trades where you're getting a 1 is to one.
Yeah.
So let's average that out. Let's make it 4 is
Yeah.
to
Exactly. Cool. And getting a setup of 4 swing trades a month, is it too difficult, or it's
It's not at all difficult. So in fact, like I'll tell you, like last week we took a position in Kotak. The week before that we have taken a position in ITC. The week before that we had taken a position in Marico. The week before that we had taken a position in DLF. The week before that we had taken a position in LNT. The week before that we had taken a position in I forgot which was the trade. Yeah, the week before that I actually forgot. Okay. So, but definitely, like on a weekly basis, you will kind of actually get around
yeah,
one. That's not so tough. Depends on the opportunity. Okay. It kind of
yeah,
actually completely depends on the opportunity. So,
yeah.
if you get a good opportunity, you can definitely go ahead and take a trade. Nothing wrong in that. Now, there could be weeks where you're getting more, like some amazing setups. Maybe 2 or 3 setups you can get.
Okay.
So,
So
there's no compulsion that every week you had to take a swing.
exactly.
An opportunity, just take it. That's it.
Yeah. And another question is like winning. Somewhat, I feel. I
Mm.
know. I might be wrong. Somewhat, I feel a risk to not risk to reward. Maybe win to lose ratio can be a little more better when compared to intraday in swing trades, right?
So in fact, like right now you're seeing a bull market. That is why you're feeling so.
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you one more thing. So when it kind of comes to intraday trading, the final decision would be known that particular day itself. That is, you enter into a trade, you have to exit the trade the very same day, right?
Yeah.
So either it is a win or loss, the same day we get to know the result.
Yeah.
And the kind of like someone who is just getting started in the markets, I'll just tell you something what usually happens. So people who are getting started with internet trading, they would be happy for settling with a smaller profit, but they would actually hold on to the position for a big loss also.
Yeah.
So what happens is in intraday trading, especially if you're trading directional, most probably your hit rate would be 50-50. or even lesser than that. See, when you're making small wins and you're losing big, you end up losing money. You're not able to ride on to the major trend. Whereas when it kind of comes to swings, the good thing is if a good trend emerges, maybe you can hold on to it. For example, Tata Steel and all, I'm holding on to it for almost like it's not Tata, yeah, Tata Steel and all. I'm actually holding on to it for around 3 months, 2.5, 3 months now.
Okay.
So there could be trades that you can actually hold on to. Bajaj Finance, I'm holding on to almost like this entire quarter. I'm holding on. So
Mm.
there could be trades that you can actually hold on to till your view negates. So as
Yeah.
long as you feel okay, the view is still valid, you can hold on to it. That's a good thing. If you ask me regarding the winning ratio, so something about swing is that like now sometimes what happens is because of some temporary news, all these things, some sectors actually undergo a small pullback or a correction. So
Mm.
if it is something that is kind of pretty much news driven, then I usually don't exit even if the price goes a bit beyond my stop loss. I'll hold on to it. So as I
Okay.
mentioned to you, I barely have almost like 10 to 15 swings running parallelly. So even if one particular stock is actually just taking a dip because of some sort of a news, it really doesn't matter much. Why? Because I'll be having some positions that is already running at a great profit.
Yeah.
Tata Steel, all these stuff like that is kind of actually almost like up by 23, 24%. So even if one particular stock takes a dip beyond the specified stop loss, it really doesn't matter much on the MTM. So
Yeah.
I still can hold on to it, right? So
Yeah.
one thing, so I guess I get your question better. What you were asking is, okay, can we actually kind of increase the hit ratio? Yes,
Yeah.
I know since the markets are trending, your hit ratio would actually be better. But then in the longer term, this kind of actually play with the modest probabilities, that is like a 50-50. So
Yeah.
that if you buy something, either the price goes up or it falls down.
Yeah.
But right now, obviously, you could potentially get a hit rate of maybe 70 or even 80% because the
Yeah.
markets are extremely trending. See, the last stock that we had actually booked a loss was, I guess, in Gati. Was it in Gati? Yeah. So that we had to come out of the trade with some loss. And L&T, one particular stock, L&T, we had to liquidate a part of our positions at loss because I had a lot of long exposure. So there, but since the market has been trending more or less on the upside, things would have been doing really good. So even if you randomly buy any particular stock, it would have given great results. So
Exactly.
just have a look at the number of people who would be filing ITR this particular financial year in showing trading profits in the last financial year. Everybody has done it. So why? Because
Yeah.
like anybody who would have taken a swing position would have made money. That
Yeah.
also great money.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah, pretty much that's it. So,
sure.
so this correction should be good.
Yeah,
Maybe
so
4 yesterday.
you could actually do better than that, but then you just keep updating me how the sheet goes. You
Yeah.
could
Sure.
actually do better than that, but then let's kind of actually keep it like 4:2. And you
Yeah.
could get started, Bhanu. Like, in fact, you could get started. You need not actually paper trade.
Yeah.
Why? Because like the markets are kind of more or less favorable right now. You need not
Yeah.
actually paper trade because like you are doing some good job. So why?
Yeah. Actually, I took a position in Kotak. Yes, I took a position in Kotak.
Okay,
So I took it at I'm noting those things down as well because uh, so this is a sheet for that.
okay,
So I took 8 quantity. My budget was about because 15,000. I took 8 quantity.
okay,
Uh, so this is my buy.
okay,
This is my target. This
okay,
is my stop loss.
okay.
I don't know where I'm going to sell. I'll
Okay.
just look
So
out.
I basically bought it at 1813.
Okay.
1813, 1814 was my average. So target like so if see Kotak has been in a phase of consolidation. Now
Yeah.
it has finally managed to break that particular level. So last 2 days it has been bullish. So now what kind of actually happens is if it is capable of taking the 2% marks, that is the all-time high. And if that particular level is getting taken out, further upside move we are personally expecting. So we are still holding on to it. So one
Yeah.
is to like 2000 marks itself is a 1:3 risk reward.
Yeah.
you can approach 2000, then itself it is a 1:3. Why? Because like our planned stop or proposed stop is like at uh, what do you say, 17 1750 something, 1750, 1760 is our proposed stop. So that
Okay.
means
Yeah.
yeah. So if it can actually give a move towards like a 2K, that itself is a 1:3. So we'll see. We'll just hold on to it and we'll see for ourselves
Yeah.
how it goes.
Because and what I am thinking is, I want to be very rigid with my stop and my targets, so
Okay.
that not rigid, at least
Yeah. So we
yeah, I
just
will trail
take
my
that.
stop loss after
Yeah.
reaching my target.
Got
I'm not saying that I was exit
it.
at my target price. At least I will trail my stop loss and keep it at my target price, and I'll let it go up.
Sure, sure. Get it. But get it.
Yeah. So that is what is the plan. I know markets are very trending right now.
Mm.
Yeah, let me. Yep. Markets always that always evolves, and we need to learn things. Yeah, I'm willing to learn. Yeah.
Definitely. So Marcus will teach you.
Yeah, I've been. I lost some money. I gained some money. Every losing trade taught me something. Every losing trade. Once I learned something from circuit breaker. I
Mm-hmm.
was stuck in a fall.
Okay.
So I was stuck in a circuit breaker. I was like, price was dropping every candle. My capital was going.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Got it.
I couldn't exit, and
So don't trade in all those kind of rubbish stocks.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I learned things like
Sure.
that. So
So let's see. So you update me, Bhanu. Let's see. Okay.
sure, Hari, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so
Like,
much for your time,
it
Hari.
was great. Like it was great. Like in fact, it's kind of such a systematic approach that you are kind of actually following. So happy for that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you. Hope
And thank
I want to plot what my actual
yeah, yeah, sure. You can.
price as well is, so
Yeah,
that I want to see
yeah.
what are the
We'll connect over a different meeting to discuss that.
yeah.
Sure.
Sure,
Okay, Bhanu.
sure thing. Thank
Bye.
you, Hari. That was great talking to you.
Sure,
Bye.
sure. See you.